Hey guys, welcome back to What We Talk About podcast. I'm joined with my guests, Yvonne and Alex.
Not a guest.
We'll be talking about
Co-host.
Not a guest.
But our guest Kota is about to tell us what we're going to talk about.
We're going to be talking about passion versus desire. Now, I know you two don't know what's going on,
Right.
so I'll explain it to you. You guys were trying to look up the definitions. Passion, something like, oh, you care about it. Versus like desire is like, oh, you want it. So like, you ever heard the YouTubers at the top, like, I love what I do and, you know, the fame comes with it?
Yeah.
Versus desire is like, I just want the fame.
When I think of passion versus desire, I think
I'm going to have to cut you off
Whitney
there.
versus Britney. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean by that. Either.
Whitney Houston, passion. Britney Spears, desire.
As you guys can see,
Like
the guest list was short this week.
Or like for their career?
Just like their sound. You know what I mean? Like Whitney made like meaningful music. Britney made music that was toxic.
Listen up.
I love that song actually, dude.
It's not
That's
toxic.
really
That wasn't toxic.
I don't listen to Britney
That was
Spears.
buttons.
Yo, wrong song, bro.
I don't listen to Britney Spears. I just
What an
first
idiot. Alright.
Toxic is a good song though.
I like the sound of it, but we're off topic.
Alright.
So passion versus desire. Passion is like basically you put action to what you desire. Desire is putting no action towards it.
I didn't. What?
How'd you even come up with this idea?
I was looking in the mirror. And
Are
I
you a
was like,
fucking idiot?
We're gonna have to bleep that out.
I was looking in the mirror and I was like,
I can't say
you know,
fuck because we'll get in trouble.
Alright.
You fucking done? God damn it. I was looking in the mirror and I was like, man, I hope people desire to look like me.
Yeah.
Because I'm, you know, passionate about what I do.
Yeah.
I'm personal trainer on the weekend, so we just don't get into that.
Honestly, I always thought it was like the same thing, like passion, desire.
Well,
I thought they were just two alternative roads to the same path.
to be honest, I'm pretty sure they are. So just the best way I could think of phrasing it.
Thanks for watching.
So it's just the best way I could think of phrasing it, where it made somewhat
There's no
sense.
better way to follow up 130 views by doing a short 5-minute episode about passion versus desire.
I feel like passion versus desire, I feel like it would almost be mirrored by the idea of love and lust.
That's what I said earlier.
Right?
I got made fun of. I said it's like the same thing as like you like someone, you love somebody. Like
Yeah.
and love.
Okay, stop diving into it so fucking much. Let's just talk about it.
It wasn't a good idea.
Oh my god. I'll let you guys come up with the ideas from now on.
Actually, I think every idea that you've done for topics were all yours. But
Exactly. This podcast wouldn't exist without me, is essentially what they're saying.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. And DJ. Shout out DJ.
Yeah, I think it falls along those lines though, like want and need. A passion is something that you already enjoy, you already love, and you already work really hard at. And then a desire is something that you want.
Are you a teacher?
You don't necessarily have it.
Hold on. Are you a teacher? No?
Are
Okay.
you?
Shut the fuck. Let's just... Can we just talk about it instead of the fucking
That's what
words?
I'm trying to do.
You're talking about the words, like
Bro.
the definitions.
okay, so like I have a passion for football and a desire for
The dick.
Gay? Okay.
Alright, let's hear it.
I have a desire to have abs and be like muscular with veins.
And sometimes desires can be
Passion.
unrealistic, and that's totally okay.
Okay. That's for real though, that's genuine.
That seems like that's like
Like,
Pretty much
think
it.
about it in terms of this podcast. Like, Yvonne said he wants to make it big. He said he wants to make a business out of it. Well, you and I are just doing it because we have fun doing it.
so Yvonne has a
Yvonne's a gold digger, essentially.
I have a desire
and we have a passion.
to create something.
Passion beats desire.
Yeah. I actually have a pacifier. That's a combination of both.
Shit.
No, but I would like to turn it into a business for sure because I don't want to freaking work like a 9 to 5 my whole life, you know? So I have that desire, yes. Passion? I think it's turning into a passion. I mean, we're consistent about it. We have been at least, right? What episode is this?
7.
I don't even know what...
This is 7, but we've done
Technically,
8.
we've done 9 episodes because the Mamba special plus the 2-part episode.
Oh, okay.
But
So we've technically done 9 episodes, but we've only done like this would be 7 for season 1.
this is our 7th week of recording.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is developing into a passion for sure.
Rough topic, bro.
I like doing it. I mean, that's the whole reason like why we did it today. Like, we were on a huge time crunch. We could have decided, hey, like...
I'm gonna pause you there. We?
Can't do it. Hey, who picked you up, bud?
We were supposed to meet up before. It's 7:40.
I was told 5. But anyways,
I was saying let's just do it Wednesday.
we're here now because we have a passion to keep this going. More than a desire. A desire would have been a desire if we didn't show up today. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
I agree with that.
Could have done it Wednesday.
I think it was a desire for the first couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and it started to become a passion, like you said.
Mhm.
Because like we desired to do all this, and we talked about it, and like I think that's what nobody talks about is like especially with like podcasts or YouTube or whatever you're trying to do like social media wise, is that you talk about it and it sounds great because you're sitting there and initially you're just like, oh man, imagine it, thousands of views and everyone's gonna hear what I'm saying, and then it's like
For
the
sure.
reality comes where it's like, I mean, like you go to our YouTube channel and most of our videos probably average like what, maybe 35 views per
Yeah, we
video.
know.
30 to 40.
We know.
It's weird.
No, but like it's part of the grind. And honestly, like I'm sure there's more we could be doing that we're still like trying to implement.
Well, we're all
But
new to
it
this
shows
as well.
like that's what we were saying is like it's become a passion because like, yeah, it's a lot of work. Does it suck having to edit the videos? Yeah, I hate editing. I have no passion or desire for video editing. So if you're a video editor and you're free on the weekdays,
Yeah, let us know.
just kidding. But like, I don't have a passion to video edit, but the reason I do is because I have a passion to put out what we're doing. You know what I mean? Just like social media, like I'm not a huge social media person, but the reason we push our stuff and we did all the social media is because of we have a passion to try to push this thing out there and get bigger and stuff like that. And I think the reasons that we do this could be different. So like you were saying earlier that you and I have like a desire to do this where Yvonne's more passionate about it. That's what you said, right?
It was
He wants to do
reversed.
something like-
he was
Right.
desiring like the business. Like,
Yeah, like he wants to make it big.
Yeah, I
and you're saying
desire
you
it.
and I want to do it because it's fun.
yeah.
You know, like for me too, it's like I would say it's a passion. I have a passion to let people hear what I have to say. Like I think it's interesting. I enjoy. I'm not a big talker, but I enjoy talking. If that makes sense.
No. No, it doesn't.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's like an elderly person. You know what I mean? Like those guys that.
No, no, I don't think. Okay, my definition of you is like
It's like a term.
you're not like someone who's gonna talk every person's ear off that you run into, but when it comes to like something important or something serious or something
Oh,
you
don't hold
put.
my hand.
Whoa, hey, but-
Things are getting hot
Are
over
you
here.
guys getting this?
or like when it comes to something that you feel strongly or passionately about, then like you can get deep and get real and have some pretty in-depth conversation. But you're not the type of dude that's just gonna run up on someone. Hey man, how you doing? Oh yeah.
Dude, I was his brother for like the first 15 years of knowing him. He didn't say shit.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people like kind of know you as that guy. Like
Doesn't talk.
That guy.
you don't.
He's just that guy.
That guy.
That guy. Yeah, but yeah. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I
Pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks.
That. So.
disagree.
I have a passion for nailing things.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too. That one I have a huge passion for. Check out episode 4 Valentine's Day. You'll find out my passions.
Was that episode 4?
Yeah.
You sure?
I think it was episode 4, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, you'll find my passions, and you'll know my desires.
I think with this podcast, don't know.
What?
With this podcast, I'm more passionate about it. But I mean, it would be nice to have like 1,000 views.
Well, like
Let's see, our highest video is 140,
130
130.
right now, still climbing. You guys can keep it climbing.
Probably
Hey,
not.
what are you guys passionate about? Like, I want to know what the people who are actually watching our videos are passionate about.
Shh. Let him answer.
No comment?
Like all our other videos.
Yeah, thanks. Not just kidding. No, but for those of you guys who are watching, like, we do appreciate it. Just
100%.
like, subscribe, and share it, and help us get it out.
I think that's the thing too. And also, if you're interested in like coming on and talking about stuff that you feel passionate about,
Or doesn't
like,
just have to be passionate about it. If
yeah,
you just want to come on
even
the show.
just even if you just
We're
like
looking for
enjoy talking,
guests.
like you just like to talk. I mean, we'll find a subject. We'll get people on here. Like,
Honestly, reach out to any of us.
yeah, go to our social medias, all that stuff, and we'll make it happen. We'll, let people come on and have good conversation, talk about different passions that people have, different desires that people have. Talk about multiple different things.
But I think with this show, I'm gonna cut you off because I was cut off by him.
Thanks.
I think once we reach 1,000 views, probably gonna be like the best feeling ever. And
It'll feel pretty good.
Oh, I felt.
even
Dude,
breaking
I was ready to
100.
party for 100 views.
This guy is sending updates. He's like, we're at 50 views.
Good,
60
dude, I
views,
look at the
70
milestones.
views.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta take it a milestone at a time. Like, we have an end goal. Like right now, for me, the big goal is 1,000. Like that's the big goal. That's the big finish line for now. But like, you gotta have the little goals too. You gotta look at it. Like, first video to hit 50 views. Celebrate the win. It's the little victories. You gotta celebrate the little victories.
I was looking
on
a
the way
lot
to
at
the
the
big victory.
analytics, like the watch time, comments, likes.
So you're like a numbers guy.
Yeah, as he was sending those updates, I'd go into because YouTube has the app. It was like YouTube Studio.
Yeah, YouTube Studio.
So I was looking at that. Like our average watch time was like 7 minutes, which isn't like great in terms of a 40-minute podcast.
Yeah, but that's the challenge with podcasts is that
But it's like no video is ever gonna get full, perfect watch time.
I think it's harder for a podcast because there's not as much like moving content. Unless you're talking to like a big time special guest that you know of or you've heard about. Other than that, people want to listen to a podcast on like Audible, iTunes, something like that.
And it's
where
like
they can
I
just
know
play it.
YouTube is not the place to go for a podcast. Usually, if you're like trying to listen while we're doing something, you go to like Spotify, SoundCloud, shit like that. But like the reason we care so much is because we love this.
Yeah, I like this setup. This setup's a lot of fun.
The
Being able to have video.
setup.
Well, I think the visuals is better because then it's like you can see our emotion and you can hear it, and I don't know, you just feel it more, I guess.
I think it's great
Yeah,
because
I think so too.
some strangers listening, they have an idea of who they're listening to. They know what we look like.
Yeah.
They know Alex looks way older than he really is. And I just think that's great. But like, I'm sure there's other stuff we're passionate about.
How old are you, man? 80?
Yeah, 81.
Looks that way.
I'm an 81-year-old.
But I know, like, Alex does gaming on the side. Are you passionate, or do you just, like, desire to make it big gaming, or?
No, I think that's more just a desire. Like, I don't know, like, I'm passionate about playing the game, but it's more of a desire to, like, stream and do the videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I never made a highlight video, so when I made my highlight video, that one was actually pretty fun to make.
Mm.
Like, that was the only video I've ever edited, and I was like, this was actually fun.
Mm.
Like, it's something that I...
Is that the one where you did that, like,
He did, like,
quick
a song.
scope long shot with, you were, like, on
I
top
do
of
that
some
every
build?
Tuesday, so what do you think?
This guy was, like, taking
That's
clips.
the norm.
I was, like, inactive. Putting them in there.
You were not inactive. Getting freaking just
I was
bullied.
babysitting Nick, and I was watching it, and I was like, hold up, I didn't move in that shit. Not what did I do? But, like, is there anything other, like, you said you're passionate about football.
Yeah, football's definitely a passion, and I think that's been proven since I've been playing semi-pro for like, I don't even know how long, like 7, 8 years.
Well, no one was
something
doubting it. I was just asking your question.
Whoa, hey.
Calm down.
No, yeah, but
Anything
yeah,
you're
for sure.
you still into music? I know you were into music.
Yeah, dude. You know what? That's probably one of my biggest passions. But the funny thing about a passion is like even like a desire that if you don't give it the attention it needs, I think can kind of fade away a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So am I saying that my passion for it has faded a little bit? Yeah. And just because I've directed more of the energy towards this. So I'm still using like all the education that I learned when I went to school for Pro Tools and all that crap, which is nice. That's why I like doing the podcast, because I feel like I'm actually utilizing, you know, stuff I learned that I'm paying
It's
for.
almost like I've seen on with like NFL head coaches where they're like they had a really big passion to play the game, but sometimes you just don't physically have that ability to play the game. You know what I mean? And so they basically had to kind of just change it where it's like their passion. Ultimately, the passion is football. So how do you keep your passion but make it something you can make it a career out of?
Right.
So they realize, okay, I can't make a career as an NFL player, but to stay and keep the passion of football, I can make a career with football by being a head coach, a trainer for athletes. You know what I mean? Like you find a different alternative to the same passion. It's just sometimes you got to take a different road.
Exactly.
So like you're still doing the same things you would do for music. Basically, you just had to find a different road.
Yeah, I think that's literally exactly what I ended up doing, and it's like it's hard having to like admit or say that I kind of let go of music a little bit, because I don't want to say that because it's something I've loved for so long, but I didn't let go of it. I just put it in the back seat.
You put it on pause.
You know what I mean? Like, because I can still do all the Pro Tools stuff, and it's a lot of fun to do that. That's probably like my biggest passion.
I don't
have a whole lot of them. You know what I mean? I try to
think
just
a lot
have
of
a
people
couple.
have a whole lot of passions. When I think of passions, I think of like, you know, maybe every person like 3 or 4.
Mm. Honestly, I think that's very true. If anything, I think a lot of people don't have any passions at all.
A lot of people struggle to find their passion. A lot too.
Yeah.
I would say mine is the podcast, music, and football and basketball.
What do you think helped you find your passion? Or how did you figure out that was your passion? Like, did it start out as a desire?
It started off, honestly, with Justin Bieber. Which is so crazy, because I used to be those kids in elementary school.
I believe it, because Justin Bieber's like so hated, or like
he was so hated when we like started liking.
I don't even know if hated is the right word. Like you just.
Braxton showed me Justin Bieber. Braxton's our brother. He showed me the documentary, Never Seen It. Then I started falling in love with Justin Bieber, and then we went to Alex and DJ and we were like, "Hey, watch this documentary," and they were like, "With Justin Bieber, dude, that's gay as fuck." Like, no, you'll like it. And then I started getting to like the way like he came up and like all the instruments he played, and like fast forward to like 8th grade, I was watching like documentaries on like singers and shit, and just like the lifestyle they lived and like how long they spent in the studio.
Well, it's like that's why I love documentaries, because like
you get like a real look.
It gives you like a real look at it, because like there's just the face value of what it was with Justin Bieber, and it's like, you know, I think when he came out, when did he get famous? Like 2008 or something, 2010.
He got discovered in like 2008. I think he released his first album in like 2009, then his second 2010.
Like when he first came out, that was
in like
he was super
the end of middle school, starting high school.
Because like our generation at that point was like into like the gangster stuff. So it's like you have this kid with freaking blonde hair that's doing this all the time, singing about lonely girls and stuff, you know, or singing baby, like, you know, like.
And then just the other night,
that's not something we were into.
I think it was last night or 2 nights ago. Like I was at a PlayStation party and someone was playing Justin Bieber. Like almost every single person in the group was singing along to it, saying like, "Oh, this made our childhood."
Well, like, you know, I used to hate him, and now it's like I saw his new album was gonna come out, dude, and I got that thing.
I'm excited.
Pre-order, because I love his music now, dude. His music is legit.
Dude, hell yeah!
And like when I say I love
that's
music,
so sick.
love all kinds of music. A lot of people will be like, "I just stick to one genre," and shit like that. There's some country songs that are bangers, hip hop songs that are bangers.
Tim
McGraw's really good. Rascal Flatts.
Oh, Rascal Flatts is really good.
But
So I googled Justin Bieber's first release. It was in May 2009. Yeah, on point, man. His first single, "One Time."
But like, yeah, when you get to be able to like look past the face value of whatever it is, I think you gain respect for it. Because like you said, like when I watched Justin Bieber's documentary at the time before I watched it, I was like, this is some gay ass shit. And then I watched it and I was like, all right, I have a lot of respect for this kid. Like that, you know, he puts in the work. He does a lot of work. The struggles he has to go through, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they portray him like he was just like he just woke up one day and he was rich and he just could do everything or do whatever the hell he wanted.
Yeah, no.
So like to be able to see the backstory to it and to like see the hard work he put into it, see his struggles coming up, like it allows you to see the respect for it. It's like LeBron James. You remember his documentary?
The one where he was like in high school.
Yeah.
I still hate him after watching it, but that's
I still hated him, but like I gained a lot of respect for him because it gave me a backstory to.
There's like a love-hate relationship with him, but it's nothing like, oh, I hate him because of anything.
The only reason I hate him is because they just always try to compare him to Kobe, but that's another story.
He tries to compare. It's because I'm a huge Chicago Bulls fan, and we literally could have made it to finals if he wasn't on the Heat. Hate him. Hate the fuck out of him.
I felt like that's how it was about Justin Bieber when he was first blowing up. Like, cause nobody wanted to like him because he was like
just popular.
Teenagers, yeah, it was just popular to hate him for some reason.
Yeah.
But like inside, I knew I was like, dude,
The song's amazing.
he's so lucky. I wish I was him. He was like 14 years old, bro. Like nationwide, big time. Like he was like the youngest pop star, I think, at that time, right?
I mean, like the biggest at that age.
Who was gotten that big at his age? I want to Google
It's
that.
like Michael Jackson probably, but
At his age? Oh yeah, because he was
Michael Jackson
with
was the Jackson
And the
5.
Jackson 5, huh?
But it's like I love.
I can't name anyone else off the top of my head.
They're just
Shawn Mendes got popular when he was younger. Didn't he?
just Shawn Mendes got around like 16, I think.
I don't know if you have to say he was lucky.
Justin Bieber was around like 12.
Did you hear
when he first
Justin
got
Bieber's
started.
song he came out with earlier last year? The one about
Lonely?
Yeah,
Because like he talked about being depressed and
yeah.
how lonely it
How
was.
lonely it was to be that age and
But it's like
that popular.
I'm so passionate about like listening to music,
Okay.
like listening to like the
I'm glad you
instruments.
clarified because that was my
Mhm.
next question. Is you said music? I was gonna ask like.
Well, it's
in
like
what
music,
term with
lyrics. I like to write, not just music.
music? So poetry, basically.
I love basically anything that has to do with like rhythm.
On a
Like,
side
anything
note,
like that.
when I wrote poetry in Mrs. Flagel's 9th grade class, I got it submitted to the whatever thing that you do where
What?
they pick the best poem in your grade and they send it to some book of poems. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Magic Treehouse.
Yeah.
Loved that
I
book.
wrote the second book. Just kidding. But
And it's
no,
like,
I got my poem submitted
did you win?
in Mrs. Flagel's thing. Well, I won for like everybody from my sophomore class. I got the top poem.
We didn't get it,
submitted.
dude.
No way. Do you remember it?
No. It was about a Native American. That's all I remember.
Rose
Really?
Red, Violets and
No.
Blue.
It was about a Native American. I remember that, but I don't remember the exact poem. Yeah, I got submitted to be in some book. There was only 2 poems in the entire like sophomore class in Bonneville or whatever. And it was me and some other kid got ours submitted.
Impressive.
And they both lost.
At the end of the day, it was only a desire. It was only a desire to win. That's funny. All right, so I was asking. I think it's really cool how you develop like your passion off of like the influence of somebody else. Like,
And I think
did it just start gradually, or did you wake up one day and just, I know what I want to
it
do?
started gradually. I used to sit
Mhm.
on the computer. I was like 9 when I first watched that documentary.
Were you sitting on someone's lap?
I won't go into details, but I was sitting on someone's lap. And I used to just listen to music. I grew up on like Johnny Cash, like
Yeah.
oldies. Then I myself got into like, pop with Braxton. These guys listened to hip hop. My mom listened to country, so like kind of created like this whole thing of like why I listen to every single genre and love every single genre.
Yeah.
And like I just slowly started to get into it. And then like it got to the point where like the whole family moved out. It was just me and Dad at one point. Dad would go hang out with his friends, so I'd be home alone. I'd put music on and I'd just sing along to it for like 6 hours a day.
You know what? I think I can really relate to that because my passion for music started out when I got my first album. The first CD I ever got was the Slim Shady LP.
Pretty good first album.
Pretty good. Pretty good. And I couldn't believe the crazy shit he was saying. And I liked it. And then, yeah, it just, like you said, it just kind of started. I feel like it hit pretty hard, though. Like, I almost, like, knew at that point, like, after hearing that album, like, I need this. I need more.
Yeah. I think most people's passions do start off with, like, influence from others. Basketball, I probably wouldn't be as passionate about it without Kobe or Michael. Football, I wouldn't be as passionate about it with, like, Walter Payton, Brandon Marshall.
I think maybe a little bit, because football for me, I didn't get passionate off of a player playing it.
Why are you staring at me like that?
I'm responding.
So
You didn't have to stare. You know what this guy just did?
What's wrong with that?
Well, I didn't get passionate off of just watching a player.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted you to feel the desire in my mind.
But I think a lot of people should start with that.
Well, like, football for me, stop.
Whoa, man.
Alright.
You're just getting really close to us.
I'm just gonna put my feet on your leg.
Yeah.
No, but football, I didn't watch somebody and just be like, oh, I like this, I want to play football. Like, football became a passion for me because think of music, like, picture, like, you put AirPods in or whatever you use, right? You don't hear anything, it's just you and the music. You close your eyes and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, do you guys ever do that? Like, you close your eyes and you feel so relaxed, but it's almost like you feel like a flow, like a state of flow. And it's just caught like a nice, smooth flow. For me, that was football. It's like, as weird as that sounds, because it's such like a chaotic sport.
Physically
Because you're
demanding
always
sport
going,
shit.
like, everything's moving, you're hitting, there's clashing, but like, it was always like, when I was out there on the field, it was just like, it was a flow. It was just this nice, steady flow, and that's what gave me the passion for it, is because nothing else had made me feel like that. And so it was just, every time I was playing the game, it was just like a flow. It felt like poetry in motion.
It's like the mind and body, like, working together rather than being, like, so systematic, like a desk job.
Yeah,
The
where
fact
it's
that
like,
you're actually moving and
Kind of
you know
like
what I mean?
you're in the moment instead of thinking about something else.
Right.
yeah,
When I play basketball, I'm just thinking about making the shot. Like, I listen to I try and look at what the defender's doing. I'm not good at dribbling, so I can't really get past the defender, but
Right.
I can just hear, like, Kobe Bryant's mind or voice in the back of my head, like, the defender was like this. So I try and move.
For sure.
I'm not athletic as Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
But-
Like, what is that? What do they call that? Is it an audio wave? Or,
What?
like, have you ever, you know how you listen to music on, like, Windows Media Player or something like that, and they always have, like, that background thing that, like, kind of has the stuff that goes with the beat? Like, it's got, like, it looks like waves, but it's, like, made of, like, neon colors and stuff, so it's like, when a bass hits, the wave kind of ripples and goes. And,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know the name.
I don't remember what it's called. I just remember it's like a little graphic.
It's like that. Like,
right?
that's how football was for me. Is it was like when I was out there, I stopped thinking, and I became the flow. Like, football was just, you know what I mean? Like, controlling my flow. And so that's what made me really have a passion for football, is because it's just, I became the flow and I didn't have to think so much. Essentially, I was, you know...
Sounds a lot like Ultra Instinct.
I was Ultra Instinct Goku.
I was just building this shit up to sound like an
I
Ultra
didn't
Instinct.
think off emotion.
My
anymore. I
body
just
just
let
moved
it
on its
happen.
own. My hair started glowing.
It's happening now.
Started taking the shit out of it.
Oh, man.
Can I go?
The kids?
Go
You
ahead, go ahead.
All right, I was gonna say I understand where you're coming from, because I feel like that's what happened with me in music. Because you get so into it and you start listening to beats and you start rapping and trying to make your own stuff, and after a while you get to. I felt like it took me a while to get to that point, but I got to that point where it just became like. It felt like second nature when I was doing it, and that's one thing I enjoyed about it, because I was so comfortable, and you're being yourself, and just kind of honing your craft at the same time, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with music, it was like, it became like a part of me. So like, one time in 7th grade, I was fucking home by myself on Halloween, and these kids tried to break in, and they didn't tell me they were coming to get me or anything. So like I was scared for my life, and I put headphones in and I listened. I don't remember what song it was. Like a song that was like upbeat and it made you like want to get moving.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna kick these guys' ass. Whoever's breaking it. And then I see their hand poke at the door, and Alex is like, Kota. But it's like music like controls me essentially.
Yeah.
Like if I need to fall asleep, I'll put on like piano and just knock out. Or even thinking about football will like get me my blood pumping. Like it gives me energy. Just like thinking about like jacking someone up in football. Probably the best feeling in football.
It's funny how music can do that. Music's so powerful like that. You know what I mean?
And
It makes you feel something.
Yeah, and like you can express yourself through music. It's like what's not to love about music.
Like I can't make people feel something without physical force.
Even then you still can't.
Even that they don't feel. Oh, that's funny, man.
But it's like
that's crazy.
I love those artists that are like they can hit you hard with like their instrumental
Physical force.
physical force.
Like NF,
Like,
dude.
NF.
The NF.
Probably my favorite rapper
His
right
fist
now.
comes through that thing and punches me in the face.
Yeah,
Because he has like the
nuts.
most sad songs ever, but then like like Why, The Surge, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit will get me like
Clouds.
fucking like
Yeah.
bumping. Like NF is just so good at like expressing himself through music.
Same with like Drake, I think is like that too.
I think a lot of Drake songs.
Oh, dude, he's GOAT, man.
Dude, his newest
He's
song.
another freaking level, bro. Like,
Have you guys heard his new song that he just released? He had 3 of them
No.
released.
which one?
I won't play it, but I'm gonna look at the name of it. It's called Wants and Needs
No, haven't heard it. Probably
I think
won't.
I probably heard it already.
with Little Baby.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, that song hits so good, dude. That's like one of those songs where I'll drive to work at 6 in the morning if I'm dead ass tired, and I'm just like, I'll bump that stuff, and I'm just like, let's go, dude. Working at take me today.
Go. Hell yeah.
But like music can teach you so much as well. There's a lyric where it's like 2 + 2 is 4. -1. That's 3. Quick maths. That's a lyric. You guys know that?
still trying to figure out the math. He's like,
I'm like, is he designing a bar? Like, what the hell is that?
No, yeah, I love that song. It's not like an actual like song to be taken seriously, but
who
he's
sings
doing
that
it.
big shit?
2 + 2 is 4. -1.
That's
is
3. Quick maths.
Isn't that a guy
Quick
Big
math?
Shaq or something?
Yeah,
like
Big
that?
Shaq.
Okay.
It's called Man's Not Hot.
You never heard that before?
Nah.
Dude, you gotta listen to it.
It's
That's
so
that's
fucking
a
funny.
song.
Nah, I don't
But
listen
it's
to
like-
dumb music.
It's like,
You listen to Tekashi all the time.
yeah.
Yo,
He's got a
man.
good point.
Goo goo gaga.
On the
100 million views.
sticky.
I'm like, with the blicky on. What the fuck?
But music is just
Yo, 6ix9ine, even though he's a rat,
you
I
get
don't
lyrics
care.
from music.
I listen to his music,
It
dude.
will just teach you about life.
Oh, that's J. Cole, Kendrick right there, man.
Who?
J. Cole, Kendrick, they teach you about life, bro. They teach you about life in the hood.
I was gonna say, they teach you about their life.
So we've talked about passions. Like, what about desires?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like, I kind of want to get into not just our desires, but
Desires.
the desires of most people,
Most people,
right?
From
Desire
what
to
I've
have,
seen,
to have money.
most people from what I've
That's
seen
number
is
one
like,
desire right
Yeah.
there.
have money and have fame.
But how do you do it?
I can't tell you. I'm not rich or famous.
Quick math.
2 + 2 is 4 - 1 is 3. Quick math.
Quick math.
No, you know what?
I think a lot of people want to become famous and rich. And it's like, they'll
Rich
wanna
is
be-
number one for sure.
Rich is number one for sure.
That's
but
beyond fame.
Oh, well, if you had to choose rich or famous.
I'd choose rich because I just don't see the point of being famous.
Rich, money, of
Yeah,
course.
What's the point of being famous?
Yeah, if
without
you have
being
all the
rich?
money, you can be famous if you want. It's an
Yeah.
option.
Look at Bill Gates.
I think rich because, like you said, you have the option. Like, because there's so many people that are just rich as fuck, dude, and
But-
they just sit in the shadows. You don't even know. You don't even know they have all that money. That's
The
what I
only
think
people who
that's-
get to know are the people who have the privilege to meet them when they're on vacation at their timeshare in
chilling
Cancun.
on their yacht out in the middle.
I think another popular desire is to like, be ripped, be perfect looking,
To be in
Mhm.
shape, basically
be like sexy, essentially.
well. That ain't a desire.
Some of us got it.
That's the
Full on passion.
But it's like some people like desire that, but there are some people that are passionate about it. And like I feel like with a lot of people's passion, you look at them, and you're like, okay, I can like understand your passion, but like, how the fuck do you like that? That makes sense.
Right.
Are you talking about still being ripped or just in general?
In general, people's passions.
Yeah, some people got some passions, man. I would never even desire.
For me, like I see like all over my TikTok, like people just fucking getting swole. Like looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like bodybuilder type.
Yeah,
stuff?
and I'm like, how would you enjoy that?
Yeah,
But it's like
question
I guess I
those
don't
people
understand.
get so big that like they look fat.
Yeah.
But then like they're not. It's just
They
'cause
take
it's,
it
like,
off. It's just like they got muscle on top of muscles. And it's- what?
It looks like a roll, but it's actually a muscle
Yeah,
on top
like,
of another.
that single muscle would be
like
shit
the
out of your
world's
entire body.
strongest man contest. Like everybody in that,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this dude looks like he just chugged back 15 fucking cases of Coors Light before he showed up for this contest. But then he like takes his shirt off, and because like with his shirt on, he's like he looks like a ball. Like he's just circularly he's bad, dude.
Yeah.
But he takes his shirt off, and it's like he's still like he's bloated, but you can still see his abs, and it's weird. You're like,
And I just look at people like that. I'm like, how would
Is
you
he
enjoy
there?
that?
like what's going on?
But I guess like people probably
Yeah.
look at music and it's like, hey, like music is great, but I don't think I'm passionate about
I
it.
think music's
Right.
different. Like
And even with football,
It's because music's like a universal language.
it's crazy when
with
people talk to me
bodybuilding?
and I try and talk to them about football and they're like, you like football? Like why? When people say that,
I've
it's
heard
like,
that before. But.
really? I hear that all the time.
Um,
Like, bitch, you stupid? You never played football?
what was I gonna say?
It doesn't matter.
I lost my train of thought.
Probably best.
What was I gonna say?
I've been
Something
waiting
about
for
the
this moment
desire
for
thing.
6 episodes.
For me to lose my train of thought.
Everybody in the comments be like,
Subscribe, idiot.
sub. Oh shoot.
But like, I think even hearing about how other people are passionate about things is just so interesting.
Like hearing them talk about their passion.
Yeah, like talking about how they feel about it versus like your
Oh.
perception on it.
I think it depends on how they do it. Like if you do it like the way
Like there,
Kobe does
Kobe
it.
does it. Like he paints a picture.
Kobe
for you.
could like you could
Yeah.
hate basketball, but the way he describes it and talks about it, you'd be like, "Where's my jersey?
Yeah.
Somebody give me a ball. Somebody pass me a ball. I'm dunking from the foul line."
Big but he's short. You start wigging out. And blows up. No, but you mentioned perception. That reminded me. So I was thinking, I think sometimes people get so into whatever passion it was that at the time when they first started to develop it, they had a vision of something, and then they go so deep that their perception of things changes. And maybe that's how people get into bodybuilding competitions where you have to be a massive fucking beast.
I think
to
everybody
lift up
starts.
3 fucking fridges on each side and go walk and then pull this fucking car over. You know what I mean? Like, because you get to a point where they start looking at themselves and they don't look big anymore.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
And I think not everybody starts with it being their passion. For example, Braxton, with bodybuilding, the guy started off in high school, staying after school in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought he'd like go crazy with it. Now he's at like the gym like twice a day. He eats nothing but fucking. Like I just exactly like I just look at him like, well, how the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just he never started off. He didn't talk about like, oh, I want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger when I'm older.
Yeah, now he's freaking
Now he's
chiseled.
like, yeah,
Like, for
he's almost as buff as I am.
Yeah. You think I wanted to be a solid 240 pounds?
Of pure muscle, I don't think
Passion.
Passion.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, people change. It's crazy to watch people like that we knew from like elementary, middle school, high school. Now, like for me, 10 years graduated, and I look back at some people and it's like you get to see where they went, and sometimes you see people going to really cool places, you know? And that could have been because of a passion that they developed in high school
Or after.
or after.
And I
Maybe
think
a
the
new
thing is,
something
people
came
can
up.
lose their passions just as quick as they can find them. There's
Yep.
a lot of kids I know that were like, oh, I love like learning about the human body. I want to become like a fucking nurse, something like that. And now they're like, I'm pretty sure the girl I'm talking about is streaming video games on Facebook now.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so it's like,
Well, if they lost it that quick, wouldn't that just be a desire though?
But it's like, you know, their entire childhood was leading up to that moment. In high school, they did it, and then they got into it and like started to like see it more clearly and experience it.
I think it depends too, because like if you started that young as a child, it's almost like the same thing as like I watched this documentary about some dude who literally from the time his son was like 4, like raised him to be a football player. Yeah,
So he was playing football since he got put into football at the age of 4?
Yeah, so the guy raised his son from the age of 4 to like be in football all the way up through college, but then when he got to college, he like, I don't know if he like purposely self-destructed or if it was just like because of it was like football all of his life, all the time, because he was forced to love it. And he didn't get the option to let it become a passion that he loved. And so when he got to college, he like started doing like steroids and just stupid stuff like that basically threw off his whole career. So
Man, that would suck really bad. Because that's an unwanted desire turned into like an unwanted passion.
It's someone else's passion being forced upon you.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's actually really shitty. I wouldn't want to do that. When I have kids, man, I'm going to let them do whatever they want. And I'll try to support them. You know what I mean? And then if they want to do music too, or podcasting, or whatever it may be that they see me doing, dope. Awesome. It's a plus. But I'm not going to like push it on them.
But
Yeah.
we're gonna edit this part out. It's a lot of silence.
Yeah. What else you guys got on passion and desire? I mean, I think we pretty much touched all the bases. I mean,
we
people
did.
being
I think
forced
we
into
touched
it.
all the bases.
So,
I guess in terms of relationships, we haven't touched that base, but I mean, it's pretty simple.
I think every
Love,
relationship
lust.
has to start with like a
Desire.
desire, like you desire them, or
Yeah.
You don't look at a girl.
whether it's physical or emotional or whatever.
Yeah, you have to look at a girl and be like, I want to get to know her.
Yeah, I want to get to know her
Body.
physically.
Physically. I think there is an exception though. There's a small like group of people that end up with somebody they didn't expect to be with.
I think
Maybe
that's true.
they were just friends and they didn't really think of each other in that light, and then eventually I don't know, who knows, just they happen to be together at a certain time at a certain place and things kind of lined up
When that
and they
happens,
kissed.
though, it would
You
almost
have
be like.
you have to desire them in some way.
Well, I
I'm not
think
hooking
those
up
are
with
the
love
kind of
issues.
things where, like I was describing football, where it's like I had no intention to fall in love with football and have a passion for it, but I played it, and when I got in the game, like I said, it connected with me, and then it just started to take its form with me. I think that's the same way with like a relationship that you're not going
Passion.
into it with the idea of I want to be with this person. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, we're
I
just
think
friends.
passion develops over time.
But over time, like it just starts to take hold of the both of you, and then you start both becoming part of this. You know what I mean? This form or this whatever.
Right.
But
So
I mean, we've covered it. I mean,
So there's desires that you want, desires that are unwanted that are sometimes like pushed on people, and then desires that don't show up until you've been around that whatever it may be like long enough that it turns into a desire.
yeah.
And then there's passions that you develop because of desires you want, passions that are forced on you in some cases, and then passions that are developed because of other passions. So like, you know, when someone transitions like from music to playing instruments or whatever it is, you know? For the most part, right? I think that's pretty much it. I mean,
yeah. I
what
mean,
else is there?
comment down what you're passionate about, what you desire. If you have any disagreements with Yvonne, go ahead and comment it.
We should see a couple of those.
Please, please, please. I haven't seen a single comment, so
Before
Anything.
we wrap this up, do we want to say anything in terms of like views? I mean, like, thanks for 100 views.
Yeah, that was huge.
Huge milestone.
130 views for.
May not seem
Part
like
one.
it, because a lot of people are like 100 views. There's YouTubers
Yeah.
getting millions. And we're out here celebrating 100.
It's
But
what
it's
it's
a
like
big
to say.
milestone for us.
Yeah.
Subscribe. I mean, we have 15 subscribers, which means 115 of you guys weren't subscribed. We're
for real.
definitely working on getting better production. We're planning on doing
Yeah.
around 8 more episodes this season. Then we're gonna take like a 2-week break, and get some more shit figured out. You might not see this set up forever. I know the setup changed from last week's as well.
That's one thing too that we should probably comment on because I think our setup's changed 4 straight weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So yeah, for
things
real.
are constantly changing.
5 straight.
Life's hectic. Some shit happens.
Yeah, we're trying to
Maybe
develop it and get like a good setup going. I think we have a good idea with this right here, but we are working on getting like additional cameras or, like face angles. That way you guys don't have to watch us from this camera angle like the whole time.
Yeah.
And then
we'll
bring the mics back in pretty
soon.
soon.
There was a problem with the mics. That's why the audio with the mics doesn't sound different than this audio. But so what happened with these is I bought them 2 new couches.
He actually donated them.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy our content, share it on Facebook. That'd be great. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, share on Facebook for sure. You can also comment too and tell us what you guys think. Like, what setup did you like the best?
For sure.
Commenting really helps get our videos more out there, in case people didn't know, as well as liking. And I mean, if you don't like what Yvonne has to say, you can dislike. It's totally okay.
Please. Please. Yeah, and then make sure to like our new page. So we set up an actual page on Facebook that you guys can follow now, and then we're gonna try and post all this stuff there. You'll have links to all the other locations where we have our podcast, because we're gonna try and get them out basically everywhere. So if you're huge into podcasts and you like to go to like niche type servers, then you'll be able to do that now once we get them posted.
Definitely give us some feedback. Like if you don't like the way the setup looks, if you'd like more humorous episodes rather than last week's episodes, or more serious discussions
on topics too.
If you like certain guests, if you want certain guests, we can try and get them. Right now we're kind of small, but I know a guy who knows a guy. I can get Takashi on here.
I ain't a rat!
It's just gonna be on the wig.
Yeah, when Takashi comes on, he might not be here. And Takashi will have gotten a tan.
Dude, maybe we should do that. That'd be funny, man. I'm down.
But we're definitely trying to be more active in terms of social media.
For real. Yeah, and Instagram. We need to push that Instagram more.
And TikTok. TikTok's hard. I'm supposed to manage TikTok, but I can't get clips really. So.
Cool.
But
well, what's the topic for next week's episode?
Next week's episode, in case anyone's interested, or if you watched this long, most people don't. But it's body positivity.
I think right now
it is what it is.
We're still working on the details for next week's episode, so it might change the subject.
Looking like body positivity, but I mean, thanks for the 100 views. Let's try to get that 200.
Yeah, keep pushing all the old videos. Keep pushing the views up for those. If you haven't watched part 2 yet, that dropped.
Comment some video ideas as well. That's something.
That's what I said.
He didn't say that. But anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it, you guys. Just thanks for the support. We appreciate it, and let's keep it going. Let's turn this into something
and trusted, reach out to us to be on the show. I mean, anywhere within like, what exactly would count as local?
If you know us, if you know us,
you've seen us around, anything like that.
Yeah, if you're
just comment, text us personally, anything.
Same thing. Like if you guys have feedback or you guys have anything you want to say about the show too, like you can DM us on Facebook.
I mean, even if you don't like it, I'll greatly appreciate.
Wants to make a public comment probably. So like if you don't, you all can always DM us. You can always text either one of us personally. So. But I think that's it. So
yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for watching.